Welcome to On the Beat, everyone. I'm Troy Thompson. Joining me in the studio today is Patrick Wooten of Richard Schwartz and Associates. And today we're talking all about the different courts in the state of Mississippi and what their actual role is. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you. It's good to see you.
All right. How many courts are there in the state of Mississippi to begin with?
There are, if you count city courts all the way through the highest court in the land, about 10 courts in the state.
10 different levels
10
or
different,
10 different departments of courts?
10 different levels or types of courts.
Okay, well, can we talk about some of them?
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's start with the local courts to begin with.
So the local ones, what people are going to think of is municipal court or city court.
So traffic fines,
Absolutely.
Those sorts of things,
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Are they the same as what you would go for a divorce?
That is not. That is Chancery Court in Mississippi,
All
which
right,
is going
let's
to
roll.
handle divorces, child custody issues, handles estate. So when someone passes, that's where you would open up their estate. And then a direct impact to us is who handles minor settlements. So if a child is involved in an accident, that is the court that has final jurisdiction to either approve or deny the settlement that is being proposed on behalf of that child.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. So what level of court is that?
That's called Chancery Court.
Chancery Court.
Yep.
So we've got the local courts, Chancery courts.
Yep.
You've got,
well, county court.
And what are they?
County court has jurisdiction over, we can do car wrecks in there. You
Right,
can do slip
okay,
and falls as well. They can do some criminal matters as well, smaller criminal matters. And not every county has a county court. So that's what's interesting. We have 82 counties in Mississippi, and not all counties have all of these same courts.
I'm going to jump a little bit here, if you wouldn't mind. If I have an accident in a particular county of Mississippi, would my case be heard in that particular county or where I live?
Not where you live. You have two choices. It can be in the county where the accident happened, or can be in the county where the defendant resides, which would be the person who caused the accident.
What happens if that's an out-of-state person like a big rig?
Well, then you would file it. For us, we would want to file it in the county here in Mississippi where the accident happened.
Okay. I'm going to still jump, if I wouldn't mind, because we're still talking about the courts. If my hearing, and I lose my hearing or case in the... What court? Chance court?
In county court or
county
circuit
court.
Court, yes, sir.
Is there a way for me to appeal that by climbing the ladder in the courts all the way to the Supreme Court if it's worth it?
You can. So we have two appellate.
What determines that?
Well, you have two appellate courts in Mississippi. So anytime you lose, you can always file a right of appeal, whether it be in Chancery Court or county court or circuit. So we have the Mississippi Supreme Court, which is 9 justices, just like the United States Supreme Court.
Oh, I didn't know.
And then just below them, we have what's called the Mississippi Court of Appeals.
Right.
So, and then they get certain appellate matters go straight to the Court of Appeals, but then the Supreme Court also has the right to look at some cases first and decide whether they want to hold on to them or whether they want the Court of Appeals to decide them.
But who determines if we lose our first round that we put it to the Supreme Court or the appellate court?
Supreme Court has final jurisdiction to decide what they're going to hear versus what the Court of Appeals is.
But you don't go to the Supreme Court and say, well, this is where I want it heard.
Well, you file your notice of appeal, and then ultimately it's always going to go to the Supreme Court, and then they may kick it down to the Court of Appeals.
If you're my lawyer and I have you in my normal courts to begin with, and then, on the off chance, we don't get what we want, do you need to hire more lawyers or like barristers and things like that when you go to the Supreme Court, like we do in Australia?
Absolutely. We would continue to help on your case.
Right.
We may associate co-counsel.
Right.
There are lawyers in the state of Mississippi who specifically handle appellate matters, and they're very good at writing the legal briefs. So they would help with that process.
You give great information.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate it. If you want to find out more, there it all is up on the screen for you, everyone. We've been chatting to Patrick Wooten of Richard Schwartz and Associates, and we're talking all about what are the different courts when it comes to the state of Mississippi. Back after this short break.